Hello, my name is Peter Raymer, and today we're going to talk about how to use the delete from statement in D365. So delete from helps you delete many records from a table a lot faster than while select looping through each record and calling the delete method. So let's jump into it. So here's one example of a while select statement where we're while selecting through the retail gift card table. We're looking for where records have a status of expired. And if they do, and we're allowed to delete this record, then we can call the delete method on this particular record and delete it. So this is fine, and it certainly works. Unfortunately, this could take a while if we've got a lot of records that are expired, because we're going one by one through each record. It's going to send a SQL statement to the database. It's going to compile that statement, run it, then come back to the X++ code, grab another record, and then rinse and repeat. And so you can imagine if we have 100,000 records or whatever we have, this could take a while. Even if we've got 10 records, this can take a while and take longer than if we could send a single statement to the database, tell it exactly what we want it to do, it finish its work, and then come back. And that's what the delete from statement allows us to do. So in this case, we've got a while select statement with delete. Ironically, this table does have an extra check called can delete. We can go into that, and this basically checks another record. It sees, do we have any transactions open for this record? If we do, then the system's not going to allow us to delete this gift card at this time. So that's something that is a reason that you might run into where you couldn't use a delete from. You might need some kind of additional checks to make sure that this is safe. I can't put this method in my where clause because it's running other X++ code directly, so that doesn't really work. But if I didn't have this can delete statement, I could turn this into just a delete from retail gift card table where the retail gift card table status equals expired, semicolon. I don't then need the open close parentheses. That would run the same logic, delete all the records that I need to. So that's just something to keep in mind as you're coding these different statements, to try to use what are called set-based operations whenever you can to improve the performance of your code. And even when you encounter something like this, consider if there's a change that you could make to your code to allow you to change it into a set-based operation. So in here, I can see this can delete. It's only really checking one thing. It's counting to see, do we have one or more than one record in this gift card transaction record? So basically, does a record exist in this related table? Well, to me, that sounds like an exist join. And so basically, if there doesn't exist a record in there, we should be able to delete it. So I wrote this other method. I'll double click on it here to follow along. You can create a runnable job the same way. You can say add new item, select code, select the runnable class parentheses job, and type in your name of the job you want to call it. So I called this tutorial delete from, and then clicked add. I'll click cancel here since I already have it. And on this runnable job, I've basically recreated the prior while select loop as a delete from. So here you can see delete from. I specify the name of the table that I want to delete the records from. Then I need to give it a where clause. I don't need a setting statement or insert statement like I would with an insert record set or an update record set. All I need to specify is what is the criteria of the records I want to delete. Usually you don't want to delete every record from a table, but if you did, you would just leave that where clause out. In this case, I have a where clause saying find all the ones where the status is expired, but then to incorporate that can delete check, which I need to be careful of because potentially that could change over time, but For now, I can change this to be non-exist join retail gift card transactions, and then specify the same join relation criteria where card num equals this entry ID. So now, instead of having a while select loop that is pretty slow, I can have a delete from that's going to perform a lot faster. Now, one important note is that sometimes these tables will have code inside the delete method, extra code where if we're deleting this record, maybe we need to go to another record. Maybe that's not done through a delete actions. So we may need to use skip data methods. We may need to use skip delete actions to keep this as a set-based operation running quickly. You have to be careful with this, because if you skip the code inside the delete method, and that delete code is really important, then that's not going to work so well. You're going to kind of break the data integrity you have there. But if you've analyzed the code in the delete method and it's okay for you to skip that code, you can use skip data methods to delete out or to still run this as a single operation to the database, skipping the code in the delete method. So let's look at a few examples just in the base Microsoft code in case you want to look at those. So one is in the batch run class. There's a method called server process finish jobs. And I can see in here there's actually a number of delete from methods. Delete from, exist join with a where clause. So it's important to know you can use all the same where clause functionality and syntax as you would in your while select loop or select statement to write these delete from jobs here. Let's see, here's another one, MCR sales order cancellation. So inside of this class, inside a cancel line miscellaneous charges, there's a delete from. So it's essentially deleting all the miscellaneous charges attached to the sales line that you passed in. So that's nice. That might be only one record, or it could be several, and this is going to be a faster way of deleting those markup transes. Now, what's important to know though is maybe like this one, the markup trans might have code in the delete method. And if someone puts code in the delete method, this is going to revert back to a record by record delete unless you add that skip data methods. So if I look here actually at this particular one, I can see they've got code in the delete method. So this probably isn't going to run as a set-based operation. So something to keep in mind. Let's look at another. We've got this one here in the class MCR picking workbench. There's the method cleanup MCR picking workbench wave sales line. So in here it's looping through each one of our waves, but then for each one of our picking waves, it's going to delete all the sales lines out of it. So sometimes you have kind of a hybrid approach. But again, anytime you can use what's called a set-based operation, this delete from, you're going to significantly improve the performance of the code that runs. So hopefully you learned something new today, and as you're coding forward, you consider using delete from in your own code. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate you watching. If you liked the video, click the like button. I also invite you to push the subscribe button as well. If there's other topics you would like to see a video on, please post in the comments and I'll see what I can do. I hope you learned something new today. Thank you.